Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, ma'am, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Duh, you know. Not really?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank
I
God
had no
she's so
idea we had an
gullible.
inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Okay. What the powers that be here consider edible is, I'll let you find out. Oof. Oof, that doesn't... Let's just say I wouldn't want to eat any of it. Probably. Wait. Is that a thing? No, okay. I wonder if we could rate her. Just rate her like the highest rating just to be like, hey, you're doing a good job. Keep being stupid, I guess. A shovel? Okay. That's a weapon, isn't it? Of course it is. Can also swing it at faces. Sure. Okay. So we're going towards that Edgewater. Yep. Seems about right. Is that like a marauder camp up there? It doesn't look civilized for sure. Ah. Let's go and introduce ourselves. Nice. Well, as long as we can carry it, let's just take it. Always sell it. So that's obviously the way. But there was something... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Whoa! Okay. Block looks more to be a parry. Yeah. There was something. Let me just see if I can find it here. Skills. Block. Block spell. Okay, so block doesn't actually do anything before you hit 20 in this, where you can do like perfect blocks. I think. Okay. Armor parts. Hell yeah. I mean, I guess we should try that out at some point. See if that's indeed the case. If we can actually do something at the moment, or if it's just for show. What the hell is that? Can it mongrel? Oh, those. Okay. Let's just keep going. Looks beautiful though. That doesn't look ominous at all. This almost gives me the vibe of New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas. Obviously it's the same ones that made it, but just like this desolate area just before you hit civilization.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
Well, that way.
Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
I noticed. Let's not say this. How do you know I'm not a marauder?
You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Okay. I guess we might as well, you know, try to sell him on the lie of us being Hawthorne.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas.
That's fair.
Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Who do I want to talk to about a power regulator? I'm looking to make a little money while I'm here. Yeah, definitely.
Got a knack for being discreet-like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company.
What?
Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
They rent out graves? Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, could you
Company policy.
elaborate on this?
If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge. Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess we could do that. It doesn't sound like good work, but...
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
And where do I find him?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah?
Let's see what else we can get out of him. This town must be in pretty bad shape if it keeps you employed. I guess so.
You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague.
Plague?
You'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
What plague?
Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
Sure. Yeah, whatever. So where do I go for the power regulator?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure.
Ah, no
If
kidding.
you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Yeah?
Anything else? News about Hope. You lose a lot of people to the Marauders because if so, maybe I could, you know,
Former
make a
people, yeah.
pretty penny.
Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
They raid graves?
Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If
I
those marauders find
don't
any more
know
bodies
if
out
I
of my
believe that.
cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
Seems like you're the only one that thinks that your freaking company is so amazing. Sure. Wait. We could
Grave
ask him
digging's a
where they
fine
came
profession.
from, couldn't we?
Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of
Yeah.
your clients.
Sure.
Yeah? Former people, yeah.
Where did they come from?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh.
No, I mean, I'm contractually prohibited from saying anything that might reflect poorly on Spacer's Choice.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
Ah, avoid it. Shouldn't have said that either. Look, forget I said anything.
Sure, let's just...
Well, if
Go
you're
in that
gonna
direction.
go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for marauders by the finger.
Okay. I guess so. Why is he contractually obligated not to say anything about the marauders? Does he know anything? Oh well. What are these? I want to know. Whoa, they look freaky. Yeah. Yeah, that is quite a lot of dead people in there. Oh, it's because it's not his job to do so. Okay, I get it now. I thought they were like in collusion with him or somehow, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Cantina. So, OSI. I don't really know what that means.
Another day at the cannery.
I was gonna say, obviously because of this and because of the Undertaker, he mentioned the cannery a lot. So I suppose that is probably one of the main attractions of this village. Oh, wanted posters, huh? Gil. Does it say anything about where he would be? No? Not really. Fair enough. Bertie Cotton. Sounds like a nice person. Doc Baymel? Okay, okay.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Nothing I can do about that.
Oh wow. Chatter at its best. Oh, I don't feel so good. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that. What a douchebag. Hello? I don't know if I was supposed to be in here. Schedule your sick leave. Okay. Wait, schedule your sick leave? How the hell are you supposed to do that? I don't even know. I don't even want to know. This place is sick. Really? Oh boy.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir.
Is there a way to like lower your gun or something? Because it
Seems
seems
we've
kind
got
of
a
weird
guest.
just be waltzing
Really
in
not,
here
buddy. I do
having
wish
a
you'd spoken up.
gun at the ready.
I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Were you the town's greeter? I was thinking, he's probably not gonna do this, but if we just say, I'll wait until you're finished, we might get like an idea of what they were talking about.
You were saying, Miss Holcomb.
Okay.
It's just what
Guess that
Bess
worked.
needs is a proper refurbish. I can bandage her up and what all, but she's just old. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
And I do wish you'd stop referring to our cannery as Bess. Personification of company property is strictly contrary to the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct. My apologies. I am not in the habit of allowing my guests to witness such a row. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I guess it did pay off. I guess it did. I guess we just smosey on with the boss then.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Okay, then I understand why you would assume so. Sure.
Only regulator we've got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know...
I see where this is going.
And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
I was gonna ask that exact question. Frying myself? What?
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him.
Ah.
There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean? So either it's marauders, which I do not believe it is, or it's actually legit people living there that doesn't want to be part of this corporate bullshit.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
What a surprise, I never would have guessed. Let's just be sassy, I guess.
I am not trying to pull one over on you, friend. You were bound to run into them sooner or later. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters.
Yes.
Former workers.
Of course.
I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Let's just go with why.
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years.
Oh, screw your
If we
production
don't meet
quotas.
our
Come on.
quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
Okay, so even before he mentioned there was people there, I kind of saw where this was going. So either we take a core from one of the places, this town which has people in it, and I thought the other one would be like, maybe just overrun by marauders or something, so it wouldn't really matter. So it's just a question, do we want to be the hero or do we want to be the jerk? But in this case, there's no such thing. Gonna be a jerk or probably a bigger jerk. None of what you're telling me is my problem. Well, no, but it sort of is anyway, cause we need it. I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame those workers for walking out. Well, honestly, we haven't seen the other place, so let's just see.
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go.
Mm-hmm.
and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
How will I recognize Adelaide? Probably by the name that's hovering over her, right?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
And what if they don't want to come back? Well, You're asking me to cut off power to an entire community.
I am asking you to help us survive. Edgewater needs more workers or we will collapse. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
Will she now? Can't make any promises.
Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want a guide. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
If nothing else, it seems like a good idea to have a mechanic on board. Companions, right? Provide combat support, enhance your skills, increase your carry capacity. Okay, good. You can learn more about them over here. Okay. We've only got 2 slots. What the shit is this? Ah, damn it. Oh, okay, good. Good. Okay. Let's see. Can I see your stats? No? Okay. Tech skills. Sure. Because I would like this hammer. Thank you. Oof, that looks good. So he did mention that they wouldn't survive on their own if they were split into factions. But I do wonder if that's even what's gonna happen. Because they could just unite into one big freaking, community that doesn't allow a freaking corporation to...
Can we talk? Sorry.
Well?
Can we chat?
Sure.
Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Yeah, I figured. Figures Reed didn't exactly strike me as the most honest soul. Yeah.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
Okay. So you knew some of them. I suppose you might have known Adelaide?
Miss McDevitt? Oh, gosh, no. She was a real important person. A flavorist. Made all the food taste decent. She used to work up in the big office with Mr. Thompson.
Wait,
Alls I know
what?
is she left after her son died. It was a real big to-do.
So it's not
We're
even
both
real
going clear
food?
from my own place.
They just make it taste decent? Okay. I mean, why am I not surprised? Ah, well. How well did you know the deserters? You worked with them, you were friends, or what? Yeah, it might be a good idea to actually understand her relation.
I don't know anybody well. I mostly listen to them talk, kept my head down. There was a boy named Thomas who used to follow me around, asking questions about the stuff I fixed. He was real sweet to me. Not any sort of dissident.
Okay. Let's probe it a bit. Like, why were they arguing?
Can't say as I know. I wasn't there. The sound carried, but not the words. If Mr. Thompson ain't of a mind to tell you his own self, you'd best ask Miss McDevitt, if you can get out to her.
This seems like a fair answer, but in all fairness, I don't know the extent of it. But
Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. It don't seem right to me, ma'am. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
yeah. I guess we'll... Yeah, where would he find him?
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing.
Okay. What do we need to talk to Vicar about? Or Vicar? Flipping a switch in your power mill? Why would we say that? Yeah.
Thanks, ma'am. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
So, obviously I see it going two ways. We either aid the corporation, which I honestly don't like them. They kind of seem to suck real bad. Or we aid the other people. I guess that's all there is to it. Okay. I do wonder, because right now they're obviously painting the corporation as being really bad. And, you know, so they're not really appealing to you that much. But at some point, I do believe Reed is going to be trying to offer us a lot of money or something. I guess we'll have to see what's going to happen then. What the hell is this? Is it like a solar system? Yeah. What kind of religion is this? Is there a priest around?
Around here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Oh, she totally is. Okay.